my God, I made it on.
Hey!
Yes, hey! Oh my what? No, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Amazing. I love your guys' show. I got here real late. But I appreciate you guys taking my call. I am subscribed and liked.
Yay! Thank you, Shelby.
Yeah, be like Shelby.
Yeah. So I'll try to be as brief as possible. I called in because I came across an interesting conundrum that I've noticed repeats whenever I talk to people in my family who are religious. It's the subject of miracles and how they use that to justify basically believing in whatever they think they should. And I'm starting to think, I'm wondering what your guys' thoughts is on maybe trying to improve the conversation about what a miracle actually means. Because by its definition, a miracle is something that literally cannot happen without like divine intervention, like how Dr. Manhattan put it in Watchmen, oxygen turning into gold, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but they use it when applying to like I've had a long history of medical health stuff.
oh,
You know, I've had 2 kidney transplants
Ooh.
I'm sorry
and I'm
to
only
hear
26. That's okay. But it's all stuff that you can do with medical science. You know, you can fix a failed renal system and you can survive you can have a kidney transplant last for like 2 decades. But they're all, oh, it's a miracle. Or maybe this time a miracle happened and you'll be healed and you won't need another kidney transplant. I'm like, no, stuff like that doesn't happen. So
I'll stick to the stuff that's proven to work.
yeah.
Yeah. Like it's very unlikely that my original kidneys will just start working again. I mean, it's not like it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
So, but people are all, oh, miracles happen all the time. But
Really?
then they wouldn't be miracles if it's something that happens.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was wondering what you guys thought about this, like how maybe that conversation might be worth having.
You know, that's one of the first conversations that I remember having as a religious person was the effectiveness of intercessory prayer. Because I remember asking my mother, hey, so God has this master plan for everybody and it's perfect, right? Right. Okay. But I'm trying to get God to change his mind, right? Right. Okay, but if God's plan is perfect, why would I want that God to change his mind?
Yeah.
You know, and if that's the case, that kind of makes me a bad person. So the idea of praying for a miracle itself kind of really didn't stand on its head. And I know that doesn't convince a lot of people, but man, that really had me thinking for a while.
Of people. Yeah.
And then, you know, it was interesting. I think that did you say this is family that you're talking to?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay, so psychics, I think, is a great way to get into it, right? No, I'm dead serious. Holy Kool-Aid has an amazing set of videos on psychics, and I know Genetically Modified Skeptic has done stuff like that. If you follow through and you really kind of, hey, have you heard of James Randi? Look at this, you know, this person thinks that they can see auras, you know, and there's a good chance that those family members of yours are not going to have those blocks when it comes to stuff that's not specifically their own religion, but you can start to get them to think about, you know, supernatural causation and how to test those things because all you got to do is give them the tools. When you start, it's a long process, but that's a great place to start.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Psychics. That's funny because at least my mom like subscribes to that. She's not like super religious. She's more spiritual than anything.
No.
You know, she's
almost
like okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that.
There has to be a line. I mean, somewhere along the way, you can bring that in. People believe a lot of really crazy crap. I shouldn't say crazy. People believe a lot of nonsense things. So, Bring in related ways that you can help teach them and give them the tools so that they can better understand this world. Because right now, if you bring it up, they don't have the tool set necessarily to understand where you're coming from. So help give them that.
Okay. So treat it more like an education process rather than this is what I think and you're not right. It's more of this is how things normally work or something like that.
Yeah, and please don't be disingenuous about it, because the last thing you want to do is be that person who says, I bought you a book to read. I'm not going to read it, but you should spend the next 5 days of your life reading it. But find things that you're genuinely interested in and then bring them along for the journey.
Okay.
Yeah. So also, just as a thing, so you've said your mother is more spiritual than religious, right? Whatever the acronym is.
It's really
SBNR.
not as important to her. Like she's all, it's fine. If there isn't anything, that's fine. That's her.
Oh, it's just this thing, Yeah. So
it's her family that's more into it.
Okay, but is it tied to a specific religion? I may have missed that.
No. For everyone else, it's evangelical Christianity.
Okay, yeah, that's trickier. Because I was going to say, if she's spiritual and believes in psychic stuff, you can always point her to like, hey, here's people speaking in tongues and saying it's Jesus. Isn't that something you don't believe? But
here are people naked in the woods handling snakes and drinking strychnine.
Right.
I don't think they're naked in the woods when they do that. I thought they were like very, very, very conservatively dressed in a church dancing around or whatever.
I have some very upsetting videos to show you.
And I'm sure that I will pretend to have watched.
Because they are not attractive human beings.
Thank you, Shelby.
Shelby.
Thank you guys. Oh my God. Thank you. I said it again, but thank you.
Hey,
It's your cultural heritage.
It's cultural immersion.
Yeah. Take care.
All right. Godless speed.
Thanks.